What is up, everybody? Today's video, we are going to be working on the Dodge Dakota. I wanted to do something just before we start going heavily modified on this Dodge Dakota RT, and that is the throttle body. So I'm looking at it right now on the bench, and just to quickly recap, this is a stock throttle body, and this is a bored out unit. So this I will link where you guys can get it, but I wanted to compare the two, and this is pretty much as you could possibly bore out a stock throttle body. So as you can see right there, we have just a sliver between the two bridges of the two openings, and some other notable mentions. So you could see this got cut down right there. Not that this has any performance effect really, but that got knocked down, and also these openings have been completely removed. So you can see that it's been milled completely flat, and then just a nice rounded edge in, as opposed to this where it's kind of, if all your air is going to be rushing in through your top hat there, it's going to get caught around these different areas, whereas this has a nice, smooth edge to it so that you can get the most air in there as possible. Flipping it over on the back side, these bolts can fall out, but that's okay. That's the difference on the back side. Flip this one around so the same way. So definitely a much larger opening on this one than here. So what I'm gonna do is, the reason why I have this out is I've got, at this point I have several engines. As you can see, there's a 5.9 behind me. I'm gonna move over the components. So this is the bored out throttle body, and we need to put our throttle position sensor on it. Also have to put our map sensor, which I robbed, and I'll have to grab this as well. So the map sensor has to get put on this, and also our bracket for our linkages as well. So, and our idle air control valve, which I already stole, but I'm gonna have to grab it and put it on here. So let me get everything swapped over, and then we'll put the new one on. It's just 4 bolts, and then I wanna give you guys my reaction to it. Part of the problem is I would like to go to the drag strip and unbolt one and bolt it back up at the strip, but everything is closed right now with what's going on in the world. So I'm just gonna have to give you my impression. Also on the street, the tires I have for the street on the truck really don't hook up that well. So yeah, there's that as well. So the Dakota's out here. I'm gonna swap over all the components, and then I'll run out here and throw it on. And just so you guys know, it is a bone stock 5.9 at this point, which is an intake. Oh, I guess it has headers on it as well, but for the most part, clutch fan delete. We went electric fan, so it also has a tune in it. So I mean, it's pretty much just bolt on, but we're about to put the M1 intake, do a cam and a bunch of stuff, and then go back boost as well. So we got our work cut out, boys. And as you can see over here, I have the M1 intake from the blown up 5.9 that we blew up with some boost. So we're gonna end up putting this Mopar M1 back on with this throttle body. So I'm getting this throttle body ready to go to go on here. I have a 2-barrel adapter that we're going to put on here, but I might as well get it ready and try it on that, because actually today I'm going to start tearing down that truck so we can put our comp cam in, and our new valve springs and timing set and all that stuff. But separate video, guys. Let me swap this stuff over. Alright, so this TPS actually doesn't have any slots for adjustment, so I just checked and we get pretty close. If you guys want to see, it's like 0.70 or 0.69, so we're pretty close to the same thing. See, 0.70, but always good to know what you're doing. So anyways, that's pretty much that. I'm going to put in my idle air control valve, and then we should be ready to put this on the truck. Okay, here we are over at the truck, so this should be fairly straightforward. We'll pull our intake off. And if you guys are wondering how this stuff comes off, they just pop off. So this is our TV cable, and then you can squeeze these and we can just send it back, so we don't have to mess with our actual settings of the TV cable. So I'm gonna get something underneath there, but you just squeeze the 2 tabs. Here's the throttle cable. Same thing with this, it's got this little locking tab, so we'll put it here. And I don't have my cruise control on right now, but cruise control will just be in there, same sort of deal. Other than that, we got some vacuum lines that of course are gonna have to come off. So we'll slide this guy off, disconnect our map sensor, disconnect our idle air control valve, and disconnect our TPS. And that's it, you guys. So 4 bolts, 13s, and they'll come off. We'll go ahead and make sure your gasket's on. You can probably put a new gasket. Honestly, they're pretty cheap. They're only a few bucks, you guys, but I'm gonna be taking this off in about half an hour to put in the cam. So I'm just gonna reuse the old gasket for the half an hour test that we're gonna do here. Okay, honest mistake, I just realized I put the TPS on 180 degrees, so I'm just gonna flip it. Not a big deal, and I'll double check my reading as well with the multimeter. Okay guys, everything's back installed. Let's close this hood and go for a spin. Sounds any different or runs any different at idle? So I probably have to let the idle air control valve adjust and stuff, but yeah, idle's back normal. Okay, so first observation, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you can really hear the intake hissing like crazy now with this, but I don't know, honestly, you guys know I'll always give you my honest opinion. I don't think you can put this on without getting a tune, because it's almost like I have cruise control right now. There's so much air that when I let go of the throttle, it's still hanging. Like I'm doing 25 miles an hour right now without my foot on the gas, and then it finally settles down. So I don't know if the computer has to learn a little bit, relearn, but I mean, it still has some get up and go, definitely. We'll do a couple accelerations here. But yeah, it's like when I let my foot off the gas, I've got some cruise control action going on right now. So I don't know if maybe I might have to disconnect the battery, but I'm not looking too much for drivability right now because I know it's going to get tuned, but I don't know. We'll get up on it and see how much different the airflow is. I've also got a wideband on it so I can tell if we're a little too lean or anything, but I think we should be okay. Let's see what we got. Definitely woke it up for sure. We'll see if we drive for a couple minutes, if it'll reset the PCM a little bit so it doesn't have that cruise control action, but let's see. Yeah, it still hangs, unless it's the different idle air control valve that I threw in there. Let's see. Yeah, it's still kind of got this like cruise control action to it. So it wasn't my exact idle air control valve that I took off, so I don't know if maybe that might have something to do with it. I might try to swap over the stock one. Might try to do that for you guys just quick, just to see if it makes a difference. She's pretty fast, you guys, for just a stock long block. It'll be fun once we get this cam and the intake back on. Let me try that thing for you quickly, and then I'll update you guys in a sec once I swap that idle air control. Okay guys, so I have an OEM idle air control valve. So right now, if you guys see, I have a shiny aftermarket one on there. So I'm gonna swap it just real quick for you guys to see if it makes any difference. So here's the one I'm taking out. As you can see, the plunger is just a little bit different style on it, so you never know. All right, we got a black OEM one in there. Let's try it out. Just to be fair, you guys, I will also disconnect the battery, and we'll cycle the key just to drain any power out of the system. And that way you guys can know whether you can run this thing on a bone stock truck or whether it's gonna hang with the throttle a little bit with all the added air. Okay guys, I might be able to retract my previous statement. I think with resetting the battery and putting the OEM idle air control valve, it doesn't seem to hang anymore, which is good. We'll get on it here so you guys can see what we got. Pretty good. That's up to 65. Speed limit. There's the floor. 65. So I rolled into it there, but definitely has a lot more pickup, you guys. All right, you guys, so overall, I would say that mod is definitely worth the investment. If you guys are asking me on the old butt dyno, I would probably say, I don't know what the claims are on that one of those things, but I would probably say within the range of 10 to 20 horse. I would think that it adds, you can feel the difference for sure, and throttle response definitely improved. You guys got to remember that they use the same throttle body on a 5.2 as a 5.9, so more displacement, same throttle body. Doesn't really add up. You should probably try to get some more air in there. So, and this is going to do that. So we have a huge project on our hands, and I'm going to let that thing cool off, and then we're going to start to get into it. So like I said, if you guys are into Magnums, Mopars, all that stuff, cam is going in. I've got a timing set over there. I've got stiffer valve springs, retainers, keepers, Mopar M1 intake is going on. It's gonna get rowdy. So I just want to do that quick test for you guys. So I hope you guys appreciate it. If you guys like it, let me know what you guys think of all this down below. And also make sure you guys drop a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that bell. Next to the subscribe button, you'll see a bell. Click it, hit all, so you're notified of all the latest videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one.